I thought it might be fun to talk about how I made the 1 minute video. So when I started using this tool, I definitely played around with the templates, which you can do by clicking templates. There's a bunch of them if you have something specific you're going to want to make a video about. I am going to make another 1 minute long video, so I'm going to record my process for doing that. So first, I made a copy of the last one that I did. I kind of want it to have the same look and feel. So here's the copy that I made. I haven't done anything else except make a copy of it. So I'll show you what I'll do from there. So a lot of the templates come with already made music. So I ended up changing the music, and I'll go over that in just a minute how I did that. But it's going to look something like this. The templates have a lot already on there. That's different from some other video editing tools. They already have some sort of visual, they have words popping in and out, they have text effects already built in, and then they have these audio lines as well, usually just one for music. You can see this chopped up portion down below. That's voice from the video that I added the second time around. So the first thing that I'm going to do is delete that video. So this is also different from other tools. I cannot just do the delete button. I'm using a Mac laptop. I can't do that. I have to actually hit the little trash can here. You have to click everything individually. Like I can't just hit delete when I select the text. You have to actually hit the little trash can. That took some getting used to for me, but I think this tool is overall worth it with its quirks because it's so much cheaper than a lot of the other tools, and it's just so easy to visually edit things and make them look great in a short period of time. It's chopped like this because I would record little bits at a time, and you can do that right here. So if I want to add audio, say I wanted to read this slide here, it can foster student curiosity. I just hit this button and hit record voice, and it'll do it right here in the tool. So that's another cool feature it has. Each little text box that's in the templates, a lot of them have animations built in. So for this one, it has a circle effect. I think it's actually the side border effect. I don't know why it says circle. But they all have their own. Oh, so this one says side border, but if you watch this, they both come in the same way. So it's not a perfect tool, but you have the ability to make all kinds of edits kind of on the fly. I'm going to type in project-based learning in 1 minute because that's what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to leave this intro slide largely the same. Later, I'm going to structure this video a little bit differently than the first one. There aren't 4 neat phases for project-based learning, so I'm going to instead share an example. But I'm going to keep the same idea. So an example of project-based learning. I think I'll leave that, the color. I'm going to try to keep things as predictable, look and feel wise as possible. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in a little bit of content. I'm just going to pull over from a Google Doc. You want to make sure to always cite whatever source you're getting information from. I'm going to do this one a little bit differently too. I'm going to say these words instead of adding them to the presentation. So I'm going to do the end first. So why use project-based learning? And that's going to look very much the same as the first video I made. Reason to use inquiry-based learning. I'm just going to change this to project. And then let's see, it can foster student curiosity is going to change to this one. Whoops. You can do Command Z if you're on a Mac to undo. That still works. The delete button doesn't work, but most other things are the same. So you can see I've covered up my little heart here. I added this little heart. This is part of Wave, the tool. So I did that by selecting overlays and stickers. And then I stuck with stickers and used this heart, and then I just changed the color to match the font. That's how I did that. If you want to add your own, oh, see, I just tried to hit the delete button again. If you want to add your own media here, you can also do that in overlays and stickers. This took me a while to find, so hot tip. Overlays and stickers, and then you go to media, and then set media, and you can upload your own images. So these are some clip art things that I used in the last video. It also, okay, I'm just going to show you. So if I wanted to add this one, I would click on it and say add, and oh no, it's got an ugly background. In this tool, you can go right in the tool, you can click edit image and remove the background, and it does it like magic. Even the ones that are kind of sticky to their backgrounds, it removes the background. I was so excited to find that. I don't know of another video editing tool that has that function, so that's big points for Wave Video. So this is not appropriate for this one anymore. It's different from traditional education. It can feel much more engaging and relevant. This is a little bit long, so I think this is when I start to play around with different colors, or try to just liven up the text a little bit so it's not, doesn't feel so long. Okay, the second item, let's see what I got. 21st century real life skills. I'm going to stick with sentence format. So I'm going to get rid of this one too because it doesn't fit. And then the third thing can increase motivation and learning retention. And I'm going to get rid of that too. I'm also getting rid of this slide. I didn't really like that in the first video, and I'm just going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And then I have this audio. I'm just going to drag it to meet the end. It's already set to fade out the last 5 seconds. This is another perk of Wave that's different from other tools. Usually you'd have to cut it and then you'd have to do the fade again, but it just kind of remembers whatever settings you have for the end and drags them, which is a huge perk. So this one has a lot of animations, so I do want to show you that. So the way that I did this, to get this one here, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of steps compared to other tools. It's a few more steps. You can't just select text. You can't just add text in a text box. You have to actually go to text. Then it gives you all these fancy Canva looking text items. So you can pick one, and I just picked one that had a number. So I picked this, and then I just changed this color to match one of my brand colors. So I did this at the very beginning. I saw this brand thing here with colors, and I went to manage brands, and then I was able to add all the colors that are from my website in here, so I could quickly pick them as I'm editing a video, which was really cool. It's not clear here where to go back to the video, but it's right here. Go back to edit. So that's how you add a text box. So I'm going to get rid of this one. You can get rid of any part of one. They're not stuck together. They just kind of come as a package. This one here, as you can see, has like a different design. This is just something that exists in here. I think this was the original box. So it has changed quite a bit. I changed the text. I changed the colors to match, again, the brand colors. So if you click on this whole item here, it'll say this is your text color, background color, decoration is this border around here. So everything was pink with this Valentine's box. So background pink, decoration pink, and white font. I just changed that. I really liked the animation, so I kept it exactly as it was. That animation is called frame. So you can see it comes across and then frame, just like that. You can add animations and change animations as much as you like. So I'm just going to delete a bunch of this because I'm not going to use it as it is, and it's going to be distracting to me. You might do it a different way, but this is how I do it. I like to clean things up first. So I'm going to leave this exactly where it is because this is a minute. So I'm going to try to put what I have for content in this remaining, let's see, 42 seconds to 4 seconds. So about 35, 40 seconds. So I actually need to put this back over here because I'm going to talk about my example first. And it is also very drag friendly. So I can drag things and it just goes where I'm wanting it to go. It doesn't have that. You have to scroll all the way over dramatically. I just want to kind of see how this looks so far. You might have heard the audio. So this song was something that I added. You might have heard the audio get quieter for this one. That's because it's lower. So if you add a song down here or some kind of audio, which you can, if you hit audio, you're going to have the option to go to the stock library where you can see a bunch of songs that they have available. I'll show you. So you can say easy listening, and then they have just so many, so many categories. So you can do that. If you want to have the kind of like fade out music while you're talking, which I highly recommend. It's hard to hear if you don't do that. You have to split it. So I split it here. In this first part, the volume is 9%, which sounds really low, but I think it's still pretty loud. And then the rest of it is 3%. That's where I'll be talking. So I'm going to go ahead and add the audio for that now, for this an example of project-based learning. So I'm just going to record that. Hopefully I don't freak out Screencast-O-Matic. And then I'm going to click allow so it can record my microphone. Here's an example of project-based learning. Hit stop and then add voice. There it is. So it doesn't take me very long to say this, as you can see. So I just want to see what it's like when I play this little section. Here's an example of project-based learning. So I don't think that's too long. Sometimes the text is on for too long after, but I think that's actually a good, nice break. So, okay, so I'm aiming for 35, 40 seconds. I want to talk about my daughter's example of her project-based year she had at school. So I'm going to... Let's see, they built trails, so I'm going to try to find pictures of trails. They carved walking sticks. They used power tools and measurements for math to build wood structures, and they researched animals. So I'm going to try to find, so I'm going to go to Stock and Uploads Library. There we go. I'm going to go to Stocks and Uploads and then Library. Nature. Look, they already have nature. So this is a cool one for trails. Oh, I like that one better. It's a little more real looking. Let's see if there's anything better. I'm going to go with this one. So this is going to put it as the background. And it's actually going to add it to a completely new thing here. So I'm going to move this because I want it to be back where I want it. And this is just going to be a blank, not a blank, but a trails. So I'm going to talk about the trails for however long I talk about trails, and I'll just stretch this image to make it work. When you put in an image like this, it automatically gives it a zoom. I don't mind it here. I think that's cool. Sometimes it's a little bit much, so you can just remove that. You can have no effect. You can also have it rotate, which is a little trippy. Or pan right, pan down. You can have it do all these things. I'm going to stick with the zoom in for this one. So what else did she do? She designed walking sticks. I don't think we're going to find walking sticks, but let's see. That might actually be better than the first one. So I'm going to take that one instead because it kind of looks like it could be a kid in my daughter's grade. That feels pretty authentic. So I think I like that one better. I'm going to get rid of this one. Oh, I don't like what's doing there. See that? So it's a portrait style photo. So the way that it was zooming was not great. It's also not quite, there we go. It wasn't quite on here. It was kind of off center. So I'm going to just center it back. And let's see what that looks like. So that looks like a kid building trails in the woods, maybe. I might actually take a picture of my daughter's walking stick and add that. I won't bore you all with that, but I might add that for the final video. They also used power tools and measurements to cut wood and build structures. I'm actually going to add pictures from her projects to this. I don't know. We'll see what I end up with on the final video. So let's see. We've covered how to add audio. I think that's pretty much the gist of Wave Video. I really like this tool. I'm glad that I found it, and I hope that you have a chance to play with it. You can make 15-second videos for free. I know it sounds super short, and it is, but they do have the option to do that, and you could play with the tool before you decide to purchase it. So let me know if you have any questions. Take care.